as well. Here's Patrick Sharp. Special thanks to Karen Winoski. Karen, if you're listening, we love you. She's done such a great job coordinating the Boston Bruins alumni. A drive by Dave Brown and a save. Dave Brown, what a fighter he was. Of course, that pregame brawl in the conference finals against Chris Nyland and the Montreal Canadiens. Philly went to the finals that year. Brownie won a cup in 1990 with the Edmonton Oilers. What a great guy. Yeah, if you get a chance, watch Brown's interview with Chris Nyland on Nyland's podcast. Here's Mowers now. Pass intercepted by Sharp. 10:40 to play opening period. Brashear along the right wing boards. Watched by Simonetti. Brashear got a bubble around him. Nobody wants to light that fuse. Puck hidden. Riley Cote ducks underneath. Watched by Bobby Beers. Out in front for Terrian and batted away. Good scoring bid by Ray. Then spilled in the play. Graham Townsend. Riley Cote leaves it off for Seidenberg. Dennis came off some major injuries there. A drive by Fedoruk, blocked in front, taken back here by Chris Kelly. Kelly came to the Bruins. He played in Ottawa for a long time. Now Townsend, neutral zone. Bruins trying to get their thoughts together over skating, and a face-off coming up here.
Well, look at this. It's Alumni Game.
Let's just look at the Stanley Cup Finals from 1994.
You missed playing? Not anymore. I've been slow on that.
Interview with Kimmo Timonen by Steve Coates. Boston defeated the Maple Leafs 4-0 and the Blackhawks 4-2 to go to the Stanley Cup Finals in '74. The Flyers defeated the Flames, swept them 4 straight, and then they beat the Rangers in a 7-game struggle to set up the finals. I'll go over the game scores, give you a little recap as we move through. Now, Fedoruk works it back, slid ahead for Cote. This is quite an ornery line. Seidenberg just offside. I'm joined by Connor White. Connor, the referees for today, just give us our names.
Well, you got, of course, there's Chris Kazan again. There's Mike McDevitt, Ryan Frazier, and Dave Banfield.
Right on. Connor's dad, 23 years as a naval special warfare, and he's a journalist major at University of West Virginia. I tell you, NSW Naval Special Warfare through the Warrior for Life Fund, a fund that supports veterans of the Navy, especially Navy Special Warfare. We call them SEALs. I'm not supposed to say that, but I already said that. And we can also pause to watch these girls scrape the ice. So game 1 was won by the Boston Bruins at Boston, and the Bruins took a 1-0 lead in that game. At that point, the Flyers had lost 17 of 19 games, but they got a late season victory, and that's what gave the Flyers some hope in regard to maybe, just maybe, we can win one of these here. And in that game 1 against Boston, it was played on May 7th. And just to give you what Wayne Cashman, Shepard, scored for Boston, Bobby Orr scored the game winner, Bobby Clark and Oris Kinderchuk, 3-2 the final in Boston. There was a bit of roughing, there was a fight. Ed Van Emp fought Cashman, and then Andre Bouche-Dupont was thrown out at the end of the game. That was game 1, Bruins up 1-0. But it was game 2, where the whole tide changed. That's when, we're showing the video up top. That's where Philadelphia won in overtime on May 9, 1974 on a goal by Bobby Clark. Cashman and Evan Esposito scored for Boston, but Clark had 2 and Bruce DuPont had 1. The only fight, Dave Schultz and Terry O'Reilly, their first fight. Wayne Cashman was thrown out of the game misconduct, and that was the one game that gave the Flyers hope. Playing it away, face-off taken in the neutral zone. Thurin slides it for Seidenberg. Seidenberg gains the line here off of Cote, tried to kick at it. He got set up by Dave Brown. Fed in by Seidenberg, shoved by Shoebottom. A little alliteration there as he pushed Darryl Stanley out of the way. Now puck fed out, and Bruins trying to get some offense. I don't know if they got a shot on goal because it's incorrect on the scoreboard. Puck slid over the line, taken back here, chipped ahead for Cote, spun around. Riley, I call him the Baker because he's an advocate for cannabis for head injuries. Instead of taking drugs that have 29 syllables in them and helping out Big Pharma, why don't you use God's good earth, the herb there? The chill plant. Here's Cote trying to wheel it for Fedor, trying to back in, poked away. Good defensive work there made by Al Secord. Shoveled ahead to Smolinski. Smoke left it for Secord, playing right side. Tried to work it in front, skittering puck. Bork poked at it. Loose puck taken here and angled right back in by Brian Smolinski. Terry Virtue literally called. A shot there goes wide. Good setup. Virtue for Al Secord. Virtue came right up 95 to join us here. Kimmo Timonen now. Works it across for Seidenberg. Got 30 years NHL experience right there. Johnny LeClaire now. Try to feather it through for Lindros. Lindros trying to call the play. Right side, hit off the skate of Raymond Bork. Puck on edge, spinning around like a top. Works it back for Timonen. Timonen angled in deep there for Rex. Recchi tried to work it back. Timonen, a shot block. Nice play, Raymond Bork. Taps it ahead for Sweeney. A breakout for Boston. Sputters, though, in the neutral zone and given back to Philadelphia. Philadelphia, about a 66% advantage of possession. Richards, nice move. Works it across. A drive, and they score! Mark Recchi. Mark Recchi, that's who they're honoring. He's being inducted into the Flyers Hall of Fame. Just brought the roof down. I know that Richards had an assist on that. Maybe in the back end assist, Johnny LeClaire. Here we go.
Scored by number 8, Mark Recchi. The assist number 18, Mike Richards, along with number 10, John LeClaire.
LeClaire picks up the assist. Here's LaRose trying to stuff it home there. The save by Boucher. So the first goal of the game goes to the Philadelphia Flyers. 22-year veteran, Hockey Hall of Fame, Mark Recchi from Mike Richards and John LeClaire. That's where we are. Here's Joey Watson. Joey Watson is going to jump on the ice. Look at that. Joe Watson dressed. Nice job, 74-75. 2 cups. Joe Watson, number 14. Former Bruin. Wow, look at that. Joe Watson out on a shift. 6:40 to play, 1-0 Philadelphia here from the Wells Fargo Center. Ken Linsman on the draw against Richards. One back here for Joe Watson, who handled the puck. Gets it back here for Mike Richards. Richards was the one who fed Recchi. Here's now working out of Scotty Hartnell. Scott Hartnell lead for Richards. Breaking out here with Knuble. Richards over the line, right wing side, puts on the brakes, high slot, leaves it for the trailing team, and a shot by Hartnell and a save by Matt Truninger. Naval Special Warfare. Centering pass, nobody home. Puck along left wing wall, Kimmo Timonen, try to work it in front. Richards back. One-timer by Hartnell. Oh, and he's frustrated. Truninger makes the stop and holds on. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals, 1974, May 12, 1974. They are yelling here. It goes back to the Spectrum. Philadelphia wins 4-1 on goals by Bladen, Crisp, Kinderchuk, and Lonsbury. Busick, the only goal for Boston. No fights in the game. Philadelphia leading that series 2-1 in 1974. Here's Donald Brashear.
How about that?
Nice job, Joe Watson. Here's Swoop, Bob Sweeney, right wing side. The Bruins will call a play called Omaha. Off of Krushelnyski, wheels it in front, nobody home except for Brian Propp. Brian Propp, big time goal scorer. He's now sells cigars. Brian played in the Bruins 1990 Stanley Cup Finals team. Big addition in the stretch run. Now here's the trailer. Brad Marsh, a drive and a save there. Marsh scored a goal in the All-Star game in 1993 as captain of the Ottawa Senators in their inaugural season. Swung in deep, Brashear trying to walk out front, feathered it through, a shot block. Goes out, nice job, Brad Marsh along the line. Lay it off the right wing wall, Brashear. Donald Brashear, right wing side. Bounced across for Patrick Sharp. Sharp now, back for Brashear, top of the right wing circle. Brashear leaves it for Sharp. Sharp now, underneath, out in front for Propp. Blocked nicely by Virtue with help from Kenny Hodge. Virtue wheels it out on the back side and poked away by Krushelnyski. Marsh now, tapped ahead for Brashear. Watched by Virtue. Virtue ain't afraid of Brashear. He'll fight anyone. Virtue now trying to work for Shu. Shu will fight anyone as well. Bruins on a change. Graham Townsend out. Couldn't handle that one though. Just beyond his reach. Brown shadowing Graham Townsend. Townsend, first coach of the Jamaican Olympic ice hockey team, trying to tie up Seidenberg, left wing corner. Puck out in front for Brownie. Brownie tries to move it out of the zone, and he does. Raymond Bork, Hockey Hall of Famer, one of the greatest defensemen ever, off for Patrick Mullen. Patrick Mullen lost it in the neutral zone. Cote gave it back. Here's Fedoruk, charges over the line. Tom Fedoruk weaves in, almost on a figure eight there. Serpentine now just foisted out by Patrick Mullen, tried to send in Graham Townsend. Townsend hustling after, bumping Seidenberg, a backhander went wide. Mowers wheels in the backhander, out in front just across the goal mouth. Chris Kelly now bats it back to the left point. Bork a shot, and a glove save by Boucher. Game 4, 1974 Stanley Cup Finals. Philadelphia leading the series 2-1. May 14th. Philadelphia wins 4-2 on goals by McLeish, Schultz, Barber, and DuPont. Esposito and Savard scoring for Boston. Savard fought Kinderchuk in that series. Jimmy Watson fought Cashman. Schultz fought O'Reilly again. All sorts of fights. Interview right now with Mark Howe. We got a chance to speak with him before today's game. Hockey history, one of the greats all time. Mowers now. Bruins trail 1-0 first period, 2:35 to go. Mowers breaking in, hold it, goes upstairs, and the save, they score! Boston ties it up. Mowers, it might have been Graham Townsend who rammed it home. Big goal for Boston. And now this place is quiet as a church just before the priest comes to the altar. Mowers with a drive there, rebound, and I think Graham tapped it home. Let's watch it again. We're just in, goes up, hit off Boucher's glove, and it was Graham who taps it in. Graham Townsend, he's the Bruins alumni power forward. Down here with his lovely wife, Lori. Graham Townsend led the Bruins alumni in scoring in 2017, was second in 2018, had a severe groin injury and shoulder injury, but he's back. Game-tying goal. I believe Mowers gets the only assist on that goal, and that goal comes.
Boston alumni goal scored by number 48, Graham Townsend.
Yep.
The assist, number 18, Mark Mowers. Time 17 minutes, 32 seconds. Graham Townsend scores for Boston.
Townsend from Mowers at 17:32. We've tied it. Here's Graham over the line, trying to barrel in, bumped by Lindros. Graham Townsend A-frames Lindros off the puck. Loose puck left wing side. Peter Doors bounced it up top, kept in Virtue. Virtue swung it on goal just wide. Teaming in. Takes the carom off the end boards. Skittering puck poke free. Here's Lindros just scales it out on the backhand. Glove down by Virtue. Terry Virtue left it for Frank Simonetti. Back for Virtue. Under 1 minute to go. We're blocked up at 1 here in the first period. Now trying to gain the line. Virtue moved off for Smoke. Smolinski drifted in. A drive saved by Boucher. Rebound bounces right out in front, taken back by Philly. Back comes Recchi. He scored Philadelphia's first goal. We're locked up at 1. Poked away by Dorst. A follow-up just redirected wide. It was Lindros with his old Legion of Doom lineman, John LeClaire, just redirected wide. Rink wide pass, Kenny Hodge. Smoke rather. A drive goes wide. Secord with a blistering shot. Now Schubon left. Here's Recchi. Breakaway with Hartnell. Hartnell back for Rex. Back for Hartnell. Hit off the post. Oh, they hit the post like it was the meat raffle. Oh my. Bruins dodged the bullet there. Down to 10 seconds, and this will do it for the first period. What a first period it was. Truninger will touch it up, and that will run out the first frame. So we've come to the conclusion of one period of play from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. It's the Boston Bruins Alumni 1, the Philadelphia Flyers Alumni 1, and the 50th anniversary celebration of the 1974 Stanley Cup.
Bruins Alumni.
First intermission, 1-1 the score. I'm John Horrigan, Boston Bruins Alumni TV. Special thanks Karen Winofsky, Alex Bezanson, Mark Willan, Craig Nisho, Connor White, my colleague here, Bob Colombier, Frank Walker, half the staff. Shots on goal, 17-8 in that first period. Philadelphia got on the scoreboard when Mark Recchi scored at 12-24. Mike Richards and John LeClaire assisting 1-0 Philly. Boston tied it at 7:32 when Graham Townsend tapped in a Mark Mauer's rebound. That's where we are, locked up at 1. What a game it's been. I'm losing my voice, but it's well worth it. I tell you what, we've been very blessed to be here in Philadelphia. They're much younger than the Bruins. I'd say the average age at least 10 years. Remember, their 74 Cup guys are not playing. Joe Watson got a little twirl, got one shift, which was awesome. They have guys, as Connor points out, my statisticians are still not older than the Penguins. That's true. So we're ready. Linsman's out there centering Joey Mullen, Guy LaRose. Raymond Bork, left D. Patrick Mullen, right D. For the Flyers, Mark Recchi. He has the goal, joined by Johnny LeClaire on the left side. Lindros will center. Recchi on the right side, LeClaire on the left side. Timo Timonen paired with Mark Howe, Hockey Hall of Fame. It's now Michael Layton, I believe, in net. No, it's Boucher, Brian Boucher. And Matt Truninger returns for the Boston Bruins Alumni. He played a great first period. Now, hustling in Lindros, just ahead of him, Patrick Mullen, slid it up ahead. Recchi tried to corral it. Bouncing puck finally settled down by LaRose, fed for Bork. A lead for Kenny Linsman, tried to scoot beyond Timo Timonen. Linsman ducks inside, he can still move. Tried to center it and tapped away by Hall of Famer Mark Howe. Now Joey Mullen, Hall of Famer, up to Guy LaRose, left point. A drive and a save by Boucher, and he holds on for the faceoff. Linsman on the draw, left wing circle, wins it cleanly back, left point, Bork, a shot blocked in front. Now partial breakout, right side, Mullen's back, 2-on-1 for Philly. Hartnell took a pass from Knoble. Hartnell taps it for Mike Knoble, watched by Joey Mullen. Now off for Recchi. This line scored for Philly. In deep, Richards tried to swing it in front just beyond the reach of Knoble, all the way down to Boucher. And the attack for Boston, Guy LaRose. Puck taken back here. Brad Marsh, president of the Philadelphia Flyers Alumni, chops it out of the zone. Patrick Mullen paired with Frank Simonetti. Wheeled ahead for Guy LaRose, taps it in, gets a line change. Firehouse change or fire wagon change for Boston. They get new forwards out on the ice. Krushelnyski there trying to block off Hartnell. Here's Richards, scoots in. Richards, saved by Trenninger, got the right pad on it. Rebound collected by Virtue, and he clears the zone. Left wing side, Krushelnyski wore 25 for Boston, wearing 95 tonight. A drive and a save by Boucher. Collides with Brad Marsh. Puck is loose. Bush suddenly there. Puck might have gone in. They're signaling for a goal. And the whistle here. Puck is dislodged. No goal. Couldn't tell on the replay. Originally, this game was going to be 3 30-minute runtime periods. That'll take forever and a day. They decided 3 20-minute running time periods. Now Philadelphia trying to come out of their own end. They dominated play, outshot Boston 17-8. In the first period, Kenny Hodge now misfired, taken back by Brashear. Wheels it back for Seidenberg. Dennis Seidenberg, 15-year NHL veteran out of Germany, Olympian as well. Terrian angled across from Brashear, poked away by Virtue, followed by Brian Propp, right in front of the Boston bench. He can play for the Bruins Alumni any day. He played a season with them. Kick free by Virtue, trying to wheel it out of the zone. Here's Swoop now, winding it up for Boston, away to Terry Virtue. Virtue gains the line. Virtue literally came right up 95 hours before the game called up, trying to slam it on goal, blocked by Donald Brashear. Nice play by him. Now back comes Patrick Sharp. Sharp, right wing side, breaking with Seidenberg and Brashear. Brashear, nice play by Donald. Oh, what a play by Brashear. Backhand, saved by Trenninger. He can fight, but he can also play the game. Donald Brashear, number 87, 5th Philadelphia. He got a big grin on his face. Swoop talking to him, saying, hey, Patrick. Donald Brashear, watch this move by Brashear. Oh, what a move. Oh. He played twice for Team USA. In fact, he had, I believe, 2 goals and 3 assists in one of those appearances. Face-off right wing circle, won by Sharp, moved it off for Brashear. He's played well. Kimmo Timonen, one of the greatest Finnish hockey players. Joey Watson still out there. Jolton Joe Watson out there on a shift. How about that, a second shift? Now Graham Townsend, he's the lone goal scorer for Boston. Back for Shoebottom. Shoes played all 5 positions for the Boston Bruins Alumni. We used him as a power forward, now he's been moved back to defense. Timonen, a nice shift around Townsend. Kimmo trying to break out. Kimmo Timonen now. Angled up ahead for Patrick Sharp. What a Blackhawk he was. Winding up is Chris Kelly. Kelly, 2011 Stanley Cup winner. And the play is whistled offside. All right, let's go back now to our game summary for the 1974 Stanley Cup Finals. We now move on to Game 5, May 16th, 74. Boston wins 5-1 on goals by Shepard, 2 by Bobby Orr, 1 by Hodge and Marcotte. Lone goal scorer Bill Clement for Philadelphia. Fights Dave Schultz and Carol Vadnais fought. Moose DuPont, Terry O'Reilly fought. Jimmy Watson, Andre Savard. Bunch of roughing penalties. High sticking, butt ending. Then at the end of the game, it got messy. Schultz got a misconduct. Bobby Schwanson misconduct. Vadnais fought Kowick, and Bladen fought Leduc. Back to the action here. Bruins in that series forces Game 6 as the Flyers led the 74 Cup Finals 3-2. Mowers now, nice block there by Brown. Brownie gains the line, breaking back with Riley Cote. Dave Brown across in front, trying to combine with Cote. Slammed into the goalpost. And we got a whistle here. We're gonna have a tripping call. Mowers, a hook. Now, I'm not clear, they're gonna do a power play or an actual penalty. Watch the hook here. Over the line, moving in one line, Dave Brown, and then they call the hook on Mowers on Riley Cote, who slammed into the right goalpost, or left goalpost. So I think Mowers is off for hooking. It's a 2-minute minor. Hooking penalty, power play now. And, well, hold on, no, are they gonna do a penalty shot or give them the power play? I'd rather see a power play here. I think they're gonna do a power play. So the Flyers will skate 5-on-4.
The Alumni are going on the pizza!
Lindros, Recchi, and Leclerc. Tiemann and Richards out there. Bork out there for Boston with Doris, Smolinski, and Simonetti on the kill. Lindros, top of the left wing side. Power play for Philly. On the doorstep, Leclerc shot saved by Truninger. Leclerc puck is loose. Batted away by Raymond Bork. Poked at by Lindros. Speared at by Simonetti. Puck goes outside the line. 1:40 left on the minor. To Mark Mowers. Leclerc collided with Lindros. Gains the line right side. Lindros rolls it in left to right. Batted back by Recchi. Right point Tiemann. Tiemann back for Recchi. Mark Recchi has the Flyers' only goal. Top of the right wing circle. Swung in deep. Richards on it. Richards tried to wheel in front. Blocked off by Raymond Bork. Mike Richards, two-time Stanley Cup champion with Los Angeles. Up to Tiemann. Back for Lindros. Swings it back for Tiemann and across for Richards. Philly setting up. Worked in deep here for Leclerc. Johnny Leclerc out of the University of Vermont. Here's Tiemann. A drive through screen saved by Truninger. And he holds on for the face-off. Clock running on the Miners of ours. 13 minutes, 5 seconds left. 50 seconds left in the Miners of ours. 1-1 here at the WFC, the Wells Fargo Center. Face off on the Bruins zone. Kenny Linsman out on the penalty kill with Guy LaRose, Bruce Shoebottom, and Terry Virtue. Patrick Sharp with Hartnell. On the right side, Knuble. On the right side, rather, Hartnell on the left. They're paired with Seidenberg on defense. Dennis Seidenberg try to move for Knuble. Knuble try to work it in front block. Chopped out by Linsman. Bouncing puck kicked free by Seidenberg. In for Mike Knuble. A battle there taken away by Virtue. Virtue rattles it around the dasher. Up and out. Down to 10 seconds left in the minor. The Bruins kill it off. Mowers getting ready to come back on the ice and bring Boston to full strength. Out comes Scott Hartnell, dropped it off here. The trailer, Patrick Sharp, gains the line. Sharp moving in, and they whistle it offside. Penalty has expired. Crowd doesn't like that one, Patrick. Big smile for him. Patrick Sharp, what a great color analyst. I love the NBC team. Catherine Tappan, Jonesy, Sharp, Gilmer, Mike Milbury. There now is the mascot on the Jumbotron of the Philadelphia Flyers. Play in the neutral zone. Linsman won it for LaRose. Virtue trying to send it for Linsman. Scoots away. Here's Joey Mullen, Hockey Hall of Famer, trying to pass it off to Guy LaRose. LaRose swung in deep for Joey Mullen. Joey now,
I got Johnny Leclerc.
17-year veteran off for Linsman. Linsman trying to handle it, taken back by Seidenberg.
First of all, congratulations.
Johnny Leclerc being interviewed by Steve Coates on the Philadelphia bench. Meanwhile, play resumes. Mike Knuble, former Boston Bruin, had a 30-goal season. Blocked away by LaRose, fed in by Joey Mullen. Joey's played a strong game. Former coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, assistant coach. 12 seasons down here. Used to sit upstairs. Now LaRose battling. Double team with Knuble. Finally Terrian. Whoops, he fell down. Knuble now moved it across for Seidenberg. Collected by Virtue, trying to swing it in front. Blocked off nicely by Patrick Sharp. And Sharp starts it back. Sharp with a 3-line rush. Off for Seidenberg. Buried in left wing side. Seidenberg goes in deep. Saved by Truninger. Right there to scoop up the rebound. Kenny Linsman. Nice little feed for Cruiser. Krushelnyski works it back. 4-time Stanley Cup champion. 3 with Edmonton, 1 with Detroit. A drive and a save by Boucher. Rebound collected by Prop. Prop now. Fed it out. Moved out by Seidenberg. Goes to the bench for a change. Long shift here for Patrick. Sharp goes in deep. Try to move it in front. Knocked away. Taken back here by Mullen. Patrick Mullen paired with Raymond Bork. Bork now will work it back. Raymond came up from Florida this afternoon for tonight's game. Mullen in the neutral zone, and they whistle it offside. 10-10 left. We're halfway through this one. 1-1. Philadelphia and Boston here at the Wells Fargo Center. A celebration 50 years ago. It was the Flyers and the Bruins. A special thank you to our presenting sponsor, Chick-fil-A of Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. Oh boy, could I go for one of your sandwiches after tonight's game. Special thanks for our intermission sponsors, Cross Insurance, and our post-game sponsor, Tresca Restaurant. That's the restaurant owned by Raymond Bork. He's got a couple of locations now. Puck one here by Philadelphia. Mark, this is taken by Daryl Stanley, wheels it up and out of the zone. Bork collects the neutral zone. Bork will drop it back for Patrick. Patrick now try to connect away to Krushelnyski. Now we got a change in goalies now. Also, Naval Special Warfare, it's TJ Lesky, so Trunninger did quite a job for the Bruins alumni. And now in goal for the Flyers is number 49, Michael Layton. And we're gonna do a little ice here. While we have that, let's do the Game 6, the cup-winning game for the Flyers. Game 6 in the 1974 Stanley Cup Finals, May 19th, 1974. Bernie Perron, who would win the Conn Smythe Trophy as the tournament MVP, shut out Boston 1-0. The lone goal, a power play goal by the late Rick McLeish. In that game, no fights. Philadelphia, the first expansion team to win the Stanley Cup. And they would go on to win a second Stanley Cup as well. So congratulations to the Flyers. That's why we're here 50 years. Pardon me, but I'm distracted by the Ice Girls. A little background on TJ Lesky. He's Naval Special Warfare. Came up for this game. As you know, the Bruins alumni have a special relationship through the Warrior for Life Fund with Naval Special Warfare. We're just so lucky to be with them. Okay, Michael Layton played 10 years in the league. He was the first Blackhawks player to record a shutout in his debut when he had a scoreless tie against the Coyotes. Layton said in the AHL record, he made 98 saves on 101 shots in a playoff game that went to 5 overtimes, an AHL record. Of course, he played in the 2010 Winter Classic at Fenway Park between the Bruins alumni and the Flyers alumni. That's the last time these two teams met. And he was a goaltender when the Flyers came back in 2010. The Bruins led the series 3-0. I got to say this, fellas. And Philadelphia won 4 straight to knock the Bruins out. Mark Recchi, Hall of Fame, Boston Bruin, loved in Philadelphia, loved in Boston. Let's look at Recchi now, huh? Mark Recchi, that's a gamer, that's a player, that's a leader, that's a champion right there. 5 Stanley Cups with 3 different teams. He won 3 with Pittsburgh, 2 as a coach. He won with Carolina and 1 with Boston. And look at this over here. We've got this Muppet. It's a Muppet. What's up, buddy? Give me 5. Look at this. Look at this. No. All right, here we go. Play underway here, bounce behind Patrick Mullen on it. Mullen, double team, kept in Brashear, knocked down Mullen. Behind the net prop, out in front, finally. Moved out Krushenitsky, hands it off to Mullen. He leads the rush, 2-on-1, Hodge, off from Mullen. A drive, and ticked off the glove of Michael Layton. Good rush there, blistering rush, Boston. End-to-end rush, Patrick Mullen. Now puck in the neutral zone, controlled by Krushenitsky. Working back for Patrick. Raymond Bourque. Throws it out for Kenny Hodge. Hodge in the neutral zone, cross ice for Patrick. Couldn't contain it. Hodge taps it back for Patrick off to reset. Patrick Mullen, Joey Mullen's son, what a great hockey player. Tried to send in Mowers, walking in on a break. A shot, he hit the post. Oh, he hit the pipe like Popeye. What a setup by Patrick Mullen. Oh, Bruins had one there. The Piper saved the Bruins, and the Piper saved the Flyers. A save there, held on by TJ Lesky. Now, I call this the headline. We got Cote, Fedoruk, and Dave Brown out there. Mark Howe now off of Fedoruk. Todd trying to wheel in, hooked by Simonetti. Goes in behind the net, trying to work it free. Corralled by Chris Kelly, played it back for Virtue. Here's Mowers. Wheels it back for Frank Simonetti. 2 men in on the forecheck for Philly. Out comes Mowers, a lead ahead. Jay Miller out there on the shift. Gave it to Kelly. Now trying to move. Here's Jay in the high slot. Jay scored the game-winning goal. Had a hattie, actually, in Fenway Park in the Winter Classic 2010, January 1st, 2010. Mowers now, angled across for Chris Kelly. I was lucky enough to call that game with Jack Edwards. Now moving in, trying to slip the knee. Kiefer Sutherland played that game. The guy Tim, I got him, his name from played in Shawshank Redemption. He was there. Neil McDonough, great actor. Got to remember that tall actor, Tim. I should know this. All right, either way, neutral zone. Lindros broken up. Dmitry Kristich, first shift for him out there. A drive by Dmitry just went wide. A two-time NHL All-Star 30-goal scorer for Boston. Kristich out of Ukraine for Doris. Doris now moved in front, hit off the skate of Recchi. Good possession here by Boston. Mullen, a shot through a screen. Hit a forest of legs in front, chopped out. Just goes wide of Leighton. Into the right wing corner. Poked out there by Doris. Doris trying to collide with Therian. Finally, foisted out by Lindros. Tried to send in Leclerc. Patrick Mullen moved up along the boards, intended for Kristich. Tapped ahead, out comes Brian Smolinski. Smoke is his nickname. Moved across for Doris. Peter Doris. His pass taken back here. Taken out by Recchi. A lead by Seidenberg for Leclerc. Leclerc wheeled him the backhand. Seidenberg collects. Watched by Doris and Patrick Mullen. Seidenberg behind the net now. Watched by there Kristich. Finally, puck moved out. Smolinski starts it back. Smolinski over 1,000 for a game. There's Mullen now burying a drive and a save by Leighton. Steve Coates is talking to Daryl Stanley right now. There's Leclerc, moved across, taken back by Raymond Bork. Trying to feather a pass through to Smolinski. He'll come to the Boston bench for a line change. Recchi ran into Linsman. Linsman laughing. Joey Mullen now took a feed from Raymond Bork. Nice move by Joey Mullen. A drive and a save by Leighton. Puck is loose in front. Poke free by Leighton. Linsman trying to collect, chopped away by Leclerc. Back comes Patrick Sharp. Watched by Raymond Bork. Sharp bearing in, goes behind the net, looking for the trailer. Connects to Hartnell. Back for Sharp. Sharp dropped it off for Marsh rather. Brad Marsh's shot. A glove save by TJ Lesky. Brad Marsh holds the record for the most games and least goals in NHL history. I believe he has 23 career goals in over 1,000 games. He is the president of the Philadelphia Flyers Alumni, and I tell you what, he's a very good president. Patrick Sharp on the draw, one here. Bruins still have not unleashed their special play Omaha. Poke free by Linsman. Mike Knuble, high slot, golfed in deep. Moved hard now across the front, saved by Lesky, and he freezes the puck. TJ Lesky, Naval Special Warfare. .335 to go, face off right wing circle. Linsman trying to stab at it, won by Sharp behind the Boston net. Hartnell trying to wheel it back in the backhand, bumped by Shoebottom. A battle ensues. Finally along the right wing wall, Hall of Famer Mark Howe shoveled it in for Hartnell, scoots it out in front of the blind backhander, kept in along the line by Sharp, fed for Hartnell. Hartnell bounces it up. Howe, a shot and a save by TJ, and he holds on. Nope, Bruins will play it. Terry Virtue, a lead for Kenny Linsman. Virtue. Steve Coates about to interview Lindros. A drive there and a save by Leighton. The rebound just shot wide. Good scoring bid, Joey Mullen. Here's Hodge. Hodge, cross-ice pass intended for Grusiniski. Hartnell, we got a whistle here. And we have an interference call. And I believe it'll go against Philadelphia, putting Boston on the power play. I believe that is the case. Interference against Scott Hartnell. Scott Hartnell going off. 17 years in the league, played with Philadelphia from 2007 to 2014. The youngest player in franchise history to play for the Predators. He won a championship in Norway. Crowd laughing at that call. He was in a movie, This Is 40, and during the 2012 All-Star Game, his only All-Star Game. Here's a redirect by Krusiniski. Mullen paired with Bork on the power play. Also out there, Kenny Hodge, Krushelniski, and Sweeney. Here's a short-handed break, they score! Mike Richards, a shorthanded goal. Good setup by Patrick Sharp. Philadelphia takes the lead. Clock running, 2:10 to go. That's a shorthanded goal. Bruins still have a minute 20 left in the power play. That took the wind out of their sails.
Last 2 minutes of play in the second period.
Here's Patrick Mullen now. Mike Richards is figured in both Philadelphia goals.
Scored by number 18, Mike Richards. The assist, number 9, Patrick Sharp. Time 17 minutes, 41 seconds.
17:41. A shot by Hodge. A save by Leighton, and he holds on.
Alumni, the assist.
50 seconds left in the Boston power play. Clock running, down to 1:30. That's Richards from Sharp at 17:41. A shorty. 2-1 Philly, a big goal. Face off right wing circle. Boston still in the power play. Raymond Bourque slid across. Here's Mullen across Hodge, trying to get the shot off. Sweeney parked in front. Now behind there, a battle ensues, trying to chop at it. Krushelniski, great special teams player. Kenny Hodge moved it back to the left point. 20 seconds left in the power play for Boston. Mullen across for Bourque. Gets it to the right wing circle. Tapped out Sweeney. A drive there by Mullen and gloved by Leighton. And that's going to run out the power play. Less than a minute to go in the second period. Off right wing circle, puck played up and out, down to 20 seconds left, winding up Raymond Bourque for Boston. Joey Mullen, that was a Hall of Fame to Hall of Fame pass. Taken away, Fedoruk, trying to bust in Fedoruk, a drive, and shot wide. He had Smolinski draped all over him. Puck behind it, that was Patrick Mullen rather. Mullen now scoots after it, kept in Seidenberg. Chopped at Joey Mullen, out there with his son Patrick. Patrick now just fires it behind, and that'll do it for the second period. Shots on goal in that second period. Boston 13, Philadelphia 10. The only goal in that period, a shorty from Mike Richards from Patrick Sharp. That's where we stand, 2-1 as we enter the second intermission. Brought to you by Cross Insurance. We'll be right back.
50-50, sponsored by Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Today's special.
Welcome back to the Wells Fargo Center. John Horrigan here for Boston Bruins Alumni TV. 2-1 Philadelphia after 2 periods. Shots on goal. Boston outshooting Philadelphia 13-10. Philadelphia outshooting Boston overall by a total of 27-21. The only goal in that second period, a shorthanded goal. Mike Richards from Patrick Sharp at 17:41. The Bruins are 0-for-1 in the power play. Philadelphia is 0-for-1 on the power play. Mark Recchi is number 8. Not retired yet, but he's going to the Hall of Fame. It'll be TJ Lesky between the pipes for Boston. I have to salute Matt Troninger, what a job he did, and Michael Layton for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's been a great game, good crowd here in Philadelphia. We got fans all the way up in the second deck, way up all the way around. They had the Stanley Cup out in the concourse area. It was a mob scene. But I tell you what, the Flyers fans are classy fans. All the families here tonight, little boys, little girls, mothers, fathers, uncles, grandmothers, we're all wearing their Flyers jersey, and it's a very special evening for these guys. Okay, Philadelphia will have Lindros centering Leclerc on the left side, Mark Recchi on the right side. Timo Timonen on the right defense. Joey Watson out there again, starting on the left side. Boston, Linsman centering LaRose on the left, Mullen on the right. Patrick Mullen paired with Raymond Bourque, playing their way here. Third period, 2-1 Philadelphia. Leclerc battling with Joe Mullen. Played it back for Joey Watson, and Watson slides it in. Raymond Bourque on the puck. Joey Watson on the 74 Stanley Cup Championship team for Philadelphia. A lead here for Patrick Mullen. Flipped ahead, intended for the reaching Guy LaRose.
Okay,
Late now, rolls it around. In the forecheck, Mullen trying to wheel it in front. Puck is loose. LaRose trying to save it home, and a save there made by Michael Layton. Raymond Bourque holding at the red line. Angled across for Linsman. Kenny Linsman now moves out in front, almost worked it in front from the backhand to the forehand. Patrick Mullen, Bruins on the attack, early going here, last period. Trying to get the game-tying goal. Puck batted ahead here. Flyers have changed to their home colors. They're in the dark jerseys now. They wore the white jerseys for 2 periods. Now they're wearing the dark colors. Now lead here for Joey Mullen. Joey Mullen over 500 career goals, 562 including the playoffs. Right pad saved by Layton. Rebound collected by Simonetti. Simonetti rolls it in. Joey Mullen wheeled it in front, tried to combine with Kenny Hodge. Mullen spun around. Krushelnyski tried to work it back for Virtue. Caught up ice. Pearson breakaway. Here Recchi. He's already scored once. Scored the game's first goal. Recchi holding. A shot. He scored. Mark Recchi, you can't do anything about that. Went upstairs, top shelf, short side. Rex can still play today. He's had 2 of the 3 Philadelphia goals. 3-1 Philadelphia. Will have to pick up the assists. That game at a punch. Here we go.
Second goal of the game for the Flyers Alumni, number 8, Mark Recchi. Assist, number 10, John Leclerc. Time 2 minutes 36 seconds.
The game actually
scores for the Flyers Alumni.
Okay. Here's now moving in, Richards across.
Assist goes to John Leclerc.
So it's Recchi from Leclerc. Leclerc with a couple of apples. He's got 2 points. Rex with 2 goals at 1:36, not 2:36. Now centering, pass it off the knee of Simonetti. Bob Sweeney trying to collect. Clears the zone. Pressure has been all Philadelphia. They're now wearing a home orange. Flipped across for Hardnell. Breaking in. Left it for Richards. A drive save there made by TJ Lesky of Naval Special Warfare. Now trying to move in front. Across there. Saved by Lesky. Good setup for Richards, and he holds on for the faceoff.
It's going to be a nice quiet day tomorrow. Okay, good. Oh my goodness, you're going into the Hall of Fame. Tell me about it, just real quickly. What does this mean to you?
It's incredible. I mean, this is.
They're interviewing Mark Recchi right now.
I'm proud.
Going to Flyers Hall of Fame.
Going in tomorrow with
Face off, left wing circle. Patrick Sharp on the draw. Won it cleanly back to Therian. Therian now. Played along for Sharp. Gave it up to Patrick Mullen. Mullen now. A lead here for Kelly. Kelly breaking over the line with Mowers. Kelly moved it to Mowers, right wing side. Mark Mowers behind the net. Boston trailing 3-1. Their only goal from Graham Townsend. Played to Chris Kelly. Along the end line, played in deep for Townsend behind the net. Graham Townsend trying to create some space. Played in deep for Kelly. Kelly behind Michael Layton. Out in front there. A one-timer there. Mowers Knocked down on the play with Shoebottom. Kept in nicely, Patrick Mullen. Kicked free by Kelly. Kelly, nice play. Moved it through. Bouncing puck here. Graham Townsend hustles after it. Right wing boards. Rolls it in deep behind the net. Finally scaled up but not out by Thurin. Taken back by Seidenberg. Seidenberg wheels it for Brian Propp. Soft pass here for Patrick Sharp. Sharp tried to send in Donald Brashear. Taken back by Graham Townsend. Townsend now shadowed by Brashear. Fed along the right wing boards into the Philadelphia zone. They're going to call it icing. 15:25 left, 3-1 Philadelphia. Sharp lost it to Kelly, saved there by TJ Lesky, and he freezes the puck. Face off left wing circle, Sharp on the draw. Won it for Propp, bumped on the play, taken by Mowers, trying to move it ahead to Townsend. Brian Propp there to steal it, moved it for Mark Howe. Mark Howe, part of hockey history, the greatest family of hockey. Mowers in the neutral zone, almost gave it up to Sharp. The follow-up, Mark Howe, Hockey Hall of Fame. Howe gains the line, walking in, two Hall of Famers, Howe and Bork. Across the front, they score! Brashear! I've been telling you, Brashear just wasn't one of the greatest fighters of all time. The man can play the game of hockey. Beautiful setup. Mark Howe to Donald Brashear.
Flyers goal is number 87, Donald Brashear. Assist, number 2, Mark Howe. Time 5 minutes 45 seconds. Donald Brashear scores the Flyers' 4th goal. The assist goes to Mark Howe.
So Flyers with a commanding 4-1 lead at 5:45. Brashear from Hall of Famer Mark Howe. Here's Federer. Poked free by Bork. Loose puck. Corralled by Doris. Break off of Boston. 4-on-1 rush. They've got numbers. Smolinski left it for Virtue. Back for Smolinski. And Brian Smolinski scores. Gotta give Bork an assist on that along with Virtue. Boston makes it 4-2.
Unbelievable. A lot of guys in this lineup that were very tough, and some of them are teammates, and a couple of them I fought, in Boston and on this team too. So a lot of tough guys.
You want to get back to the coach?
They're talking to Rick Tocchet on the bench there. Meanwhile, Brian Smolinski from Terry Virtue and Bork. A drive saved by TJ Lesky. Bruins back in the game. They trail by 2, 12:25 to go. Smoke with the second Boston goal. They need another one back. Fedoruk. I don't even know how to say Todd's last name. It's 10 different ways. Moved along, taken by Dmitry Kristich. Dmitry has been used sparingly by the Bruins. Same with Jay Miller. Smolinski now. Breaking out with Doris. Smolinski, give and go here. Patrick Mullen. On the charge, busted in right wing side. Goes behind the net. Patrick Mullen moves it up for Simonetti. A drive there through the screen, blocked in front. Puck is loose. Nice play by Kenny Linsman. Gathers it in the right side. Kenny Linsman broke in with the Philadelphia Flyers. Trying to work it in front. Nice play as they dive in for it with Simonetti. Boston will reset. Patrick Mullen now. Starts it back for Boston. Away to Linsman. Steered it ahead for Joey Mullen. Father-son combination. Joey Mullen along the right wing boards, battling for the puck. Has Lindros draped all over him. Finally pulled out by Therian. And back come the Flyers. Bounced across. Rex looking for the Hattie. He's got 2 already. Across in front, intended for John LeClaire. LeClaire has 2 assists. Here's the lead here for Mullen. Almost collided there with Therian. Taken back by Patrick Mullen. Watched by Chris Therian. Simonetti, neutral zone, follow up by Guy LaRose. Rosie bearing in. Challenged by Seidenberg, whistled across, nobody there. Patrick Mullen, top of the left wing circle, in deep for Joey Mullen, his dad. Chopped at by Hodge, held by Guy LaRose. To the right point, Patrick Mullen, a shot through a screen, and a save by Leighton. Good pressure by Boston. LaRose now, puck pops to the air, bounces into the right wing corner, finally taken back by the Philadelphia Flyers. Bumping along the right wing corner, Joey Mullen. This is Eric Lindros, his pass, intercepted by Patrick Mullen. Patrick Mullen will reset for Boston. They might try to get a line change here. Sweeney back on for Boston, Joe Mullen, LaRose out. Cruiser as well. Here's Lindros now, gliding in, wheeled it across, hit right in the chest of Frank Simonetti. Puck is loose in front, poked free by TJ, and bounced out of the zone. So here's a partial break, swoop. Sweeney moving on Joey Watson. Swoop with a shot there, 1-5-hole save there by Leighton. Rebound, Krushelnyski. A good break in by Sweeney. Sweeney the follow-up. Joe Watson fell down, and Sweeney with a shot there. And Leighton makes the save. What a play by Joey Watson. Yeah. The veteran, that old magic, Kenny Hodge with a fist bump. Bruins smiling, that's hockey history there. Joe Watson taking a shift in each period. How about that?
Okay, so get your 50-50 tickets because it's time to announce the winner to the Flyers Charities 50-50 jackpot. Winning number is
Can you look up how old Joe Watson is?
5883. And 165-5883. You won half a $28,655 jackpot. What a wonderful day for you to go home with a check for that. You just won it. Presented by Live Casino Hotel Philadelphia. Report ticket services.
Joe Watson.
Section 120 to have the ticket verified. Thanks to everyone who played for supporting Flyers Charities, along with those here today.
All right, Joe Watson, 80 years old. Wow.
Earlier tonight, we celebrate back-to-back Flyers Stanley Cup champions from the 70s. You know what else took the world by storm in the 70s? These guys know behind me. It's disco. It's time for the disco dance king.
Now 10 minutes left in the game, 4-2 Philadelphia. A lead in Barron on the left side hard now. Wraparound saved by TJ Lesky. Naval Special Warfare. A dandy. Out comes Virtue. Left wing side gains the line. Tried to leave it to Hodge. Hodge angled in for Krushelnyski. Hodge's dad played against the Flyers in '74 in the finals. Bruins had 3 100-pointers that year. Esposito, Hodge, and Orr. Back comes Hart now, takes the slapper, picks up the trailer. He rocked it off the crossbar. That was Mike Knoble with the scoring bid. Bob Sweeney now. Given away to Richards. Play by Joe Watson, 80 years old. Wonderful. Richards now. Tried to get it to Knoble. Spun around on his knees, back to get it, Terry Virtue. Virtue won 2 Calder Cups in the American Hockey League, played a year with the Bruins, a year with the New York Rangers. Here's Townsend, had the first Boston goal. Off for Kelly, right wing side back. Graham a shot, right pad save by Leighton. Puck squirts into the corner, in on the pinch, Raymond Bourque. Lead here for Brashear. Brashear had the 4th Philadelphia goal. Rumbles up ice, watched here by Mullen, tried to move it across, a save by TJ Lesky. Brashear gets his own rebound. Watched by Mullen. A follow-up there, saved by TJ, and he freezes the puck. What a battle. 8:30 to go, 4-2 Philadelphia. Face-off right wing side. Kelly on the draw against Sharp. Sharp won it for Brashear. Left alone, that Brashear bubble. Goes in behind the net. Moved it up here. Moved right back in by Brad Marsh, finally collected by Kelly. Nice play, Darryl Stanley. Rattles it right back in. Kelly behind the net, trying to get it for Brashear. Centering pass, intercepted by Townsend. Back comes Mowers, a breakout with Patrick Mullen. Mullen on the right wing side. Takes him. Townsend looking for his second goal of the game, a save by Layton. Puck goes up and out of play. Clock running, 7:45 to go. Flyers Alumni 4, Bruins Alumni 2.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great seeing teammates.
Mike Richards being interviewed by Steve Coates on the Philadelphia bench.
And then obviously
Richards, 2 cups with the LA Kings, 2012-2014. What series those were.
all that within a Flyers
Excitement
jersey, and
in Los Angeles.
obviously happy
Kelly
to
on the
be
draw
back.
won it, hustling up
Good to
with
see
Frank
you.
Simonetti
Remind
on
everybody, 2
it.
cups,
Checked on the play here by
2.
Seidenberg. Out in front save, left pad save by Layton. What a pass, a centering pass by Frank Simonetti. Layton makes the stop. Townsend trying to jam it home. All right, long line, Simonetti fed in, 6:50 to go. Seidenberg collects, moves it up ahead. David Brown, his pass intercepted. Patrick Mullen trying to send in Chris Kelly. Out in front, here's Mowers, can't get it. Townsend on the rebound, puck is loose, down goes Brown. That's the name of the book, good hockey book too, about the history of hockey. Back comes Riley Cote. Cote breaking in with Fedoruk. Fedoruk on a shot there, saved by TJ Leski. Cote for Fedoruk trying to jam it home, puck is still loose. A battle, finally cleared up and out by Patrick Mullen. A breakout here, Townsend in the neutral zone. Gave it away, Seidenberg now. Taken here by Todd Fedoruk. Virtue fell down, crowd laughing. Got right back up, Virtue laughing. Terry Virtue now will start it back. Off for Doris, stick down nicely through center ice, gains the line, breaking with Virtue and Smolinski. Smo had it poked away, great defensive work there, done by Johnny Leclerc. Leclerc starts it back, breaking with old line mate Lindros. Lindros the backhand, they score!
Okay, listen to this goal. Scored by number 88, Eric Lindros. The assist, number 10, John LeClaire. Along with number 8, Mark Recchi. Time, 14 minutes, 19 seconds.
It's Lindros.
Choice for the Flyers. The assist, John LeClaire, Mark Recchi.
At 14:50, Lindros from Leclerc and Recchi. John Leclerc figuring with 3 assists tonight. Mark Recchi 2 goals and an assist. That's going to be tough. 4:30 to go. Boston kept in along the line by Virtue. Through a screen save by Layton. Rebound poked free. Back comes Philadelphia. Timonen. What a cast of all-stars. Philadelphia trotted out tonight all the way to 80-year-old Joe Watson. Mark Howe. Here's Richards now. Set up, trying to send in Recchi. Mark Recchi, number retired. Go figure, he's been the star of the game. I tell you what, for the Boston Bruins alumni, he was the star of the game on New Year's Eve 2015, outdoors at Gillette Stadium. So he always seems to rise, Rex does, in these alumni games. Patrick Mullen trapped, moved ahead for Smolinski, breaking in Joey Mullen off wing side. Backhand to the forehand, skitters wide, puck pops in the air. Simonetti tried to tie up Hartnell. Hartnell breaks it out. Clean break, Hartnell now. Watched by Simonetti. Chopped down Richards. Left him for the trailer. Knuble over skates. Mullen now. Wheels it center ice. Guy LaRose stops. Left point. Dead ahead from Mullen. Mullen trying to poke it free from Seidenberg. Philadelphia's pass there, intercepted Simonetti, wheel to the right side for Linsman, tap for Joey Mullen with his son Patrick. Patrick now trying to leave it here left side. A drive blocked in front, good scoring bid by Guy LaRose. Mike Knuble now. Left it back for Joe Watson. And Joe Mullen saying hello. Old friends. Here's Linsman now, throws it all the way down to Leighton. Leighton will play the puck. Knocked off there. Nice play by Joey Mullen, long shift for the veteran, taken back by Sodenberg. Sodenberg, a breakout. Knuble move for Scott Hartnell. Tried to give it back for Patrick Sharp. Mullen breaks it up. Out comes Kenny Linsman, breaking with LaRose and Bob Sweeney. Drop pass for Sweeney. Off for LaRose, right wing side, left it alone. Tap free. Rush to the right wing boards. A battle. Finally poked free and out of the zone by Darryl Stanley. Guy LaRose now. We're down to 2:35 left in this Alumni Classic, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Flyers' first Stanley Cup. Bob Sweeney gains the line. Crisscrosses with Krushelnyski left here. Across for Shoebottom, breaking to the net. Good setup, Kenny Hodge. Taken back by Philadelphia. Trying to move it ahead for Patrick Sharp. Puck along the dashers. Settled down and moved ahead by Raymond Bork to Krushelnyski. Gains the line. Out there with Hodge. Swung it across, nobody home. All the way out, Brashear looking for another one. Donald Brashear, the pugilist, the regulator. One of the toughest fighters ever in the NHL. He can score too. Raymond Bork, a shift. Bork now broken up by Patrick Sharp. Sharp goes beyond Virtue. Hodge is back. Here's Sharp. A shot, he scores. 3-time Stanley Cup champion Patrick Sharp, and he's like a great analyst on television, gets the goal.
Flyers goal scored by number 9, Patrick Sharp. Unassisted. Time 18 minutes, 14 seconds.
18-14. Sharp unassisted. Jay Miller out on the shift. 1:10 left. There's Chris Kelly trying to get it to Jay. Jay
Over to you.
fell down the play. Puck goes out. Patrick Sharp gets the goal. 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Now moving in. One last. Fedoruk with a shot saved by TJ and rocked off the crossbar. Jay Miller now moving it across for Virtue. Virtue gives it to Kelly. Under a minute to go. 45 seconds. Kelly threw it across in front. Nobody home. Taken back by Fedoruk. Simonetti directing traffic. Back on D. 2-on-1 rush. Moved in there by Dave Brown. Backhand save by TJ Lesky and a save by TJ. He got scorched here tonight. Trunninger, the starting goalie, did an outstanding job. TJ not as fortunate. But then there were some outstanding rushes by Philadelphia. We're down to 15 seconds left, and now we get a standing ovation by the crowd here at Wells Fargo Center. Here's Thompson looking for his second goal of the night. Rebound goes off to Seidenberg. Puck is scaled by Leclerc. Saved by TJ Lesky. And 3-2, and that's going to do it. The Flyers Alumni defeat. 6-2. Shots on goal in that third period. Boston 13, Philadelphia 10. Total shots, Philadelphia 37, Boston 34. The final score, 6-2. Flyers just broke it open in the third period. It was 2-1 at the second intermission, and the Flyers, they did away with the Bruins. What a great game, what a great ceremony, celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Philadelphia Flyers' first Stanley Cup. Linsman now hugging Joe Watson as the line goes through. They're gonna pose for a picture there. Johnny LeClaire talking with Jay Miller. What a game, folks. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know that I did. They are the 3 stars of the game. Brought to you by Toyota.
Flyers Alumni 6, Boston Bruins Alumni 2. We see one of the greatest traditions going on between hockey players. We're shaking hands in center ice. These guys know one another very well, lots of years in the league, and making sure that they congratulate the winners. We also congratulate the guys that are out there that couldn't make their game.
Okay, so they're going to 3 stars in the game.
It's presented by Toyota, and here they are.
Here we go.
Number 3 for the Flyers, John LeClaire.
John LeClaire gets the number 3 star, finishes the evening with 3 assists. John
Number 2 is a Flyer, it's Joe Watson.
Joe Watson, the number 2 star, 80 years old, why not?
And tonight's first star's a Flyer. The pair of goals today, Hall of Fame tomorrow.
There you go, Mark Recchi. Mark Recchi, Hall of Fame tomorrow. 2 goals and an assist. The final score is 6-2 Philadelphia. Right now the teams are assembled at center ice for a team photo. This is one for the ages, folks. On behalf of my producer, Mark Willand, I want to thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you to Alex Bezanson, Connor White, Karen Winoski, Craig Michaud, Frank Walker, Bob Cormier, and the president of Boston Bruins Alumni, Frank Simonetti. What a game here today. Quick scoring summary for you. Philadelphia went out 1-0. Mark Recchi from Mike Richards and John LeClaire at 12:24. And Bruins tied in the first period. Graham Townsend from Mark Mowers at 17:32. We went to the first intermission 1-1. Second period, shorthanded goal, Mike Richards from Patrick Sharp at 17:41. 2-1 as we went to the second break. Third period, a barrage by Philadelphia. Recchi from LeClaire at 1:36, 3-1 Philly. Brashear from Mark Howe at 5:45, 4-1 Philly. Then Brian Smolinski from Virtue and Bork at 7:10, 4-2. And then Philly again, Lindros from LeClaire and Recchi, 5-2 at 14:50. And the final goal, Sharp unassisted at 18:14, final 6-2. So, on behalf of our presenting sponsor, Chick-fil-A of Massachusetts and New Hampshire, I'm John Horrigan saying so long. The final score is 6-2. Take care, everybody. God bless.